Hello, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
How's it going? Yes, it's me, Matt. The Silva, inmate number 35960. I always have to think before I say that number. I'm pretty sure I'm going to forget it Monday.
I hope so.
I'm calling you live from the DC Gulag. Interesting story. So you may know that recently I shaved my head and I shaved my beard in order to, have a generally clean cut appearance, hopefully, by the time my next hearing rolls around. And my wife knows me very well. She knows that if I go hairless, I might catch a cold. So she was very concerned that I would catch a cold. So she went on commissary to look for something I could wear on my head. Keep my head warm.
Oh, whitey tighty.
Yeah.
Did she find anything?
The only thing, yeah, she did. She found one thing. It was a do-rag. And I got to tell you, apparently, it's a real hit with the guys when I'm walking around wearing a do-rag. The overall effect is, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Napoleon Dynamite, but his older brother Kip. There's that part where he's wearing the do-rag and he's got the gold chains and everything. So yeah, I think Napoleon, something you'll find a girl as nice as LaFonda. Yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel with that thing on. So I'm only going to wear it in bed, okay?
What color is it?
I got way too much ribbing today.
What color is
it? It's black. It's black. Yeah. Overall, I mean, the effect is very sleek, and it ties in the back, and it's kind of rakish, I think. It's also hilarious. It's always good to know what it is about yourself that causes people to laugh at you.
Well, does it work to keep your head warm? Maybe I should buy Brian one.
Yeah, do it. Let's make do-rags for everyone's trend, and that'll be like our J6 uniform. Now that I said that, they're gonna complicate it.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Game related.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're the
together.
Freedom Corner Gangsters faction of J6.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We got shirts made, so it's
I have
official.
discovered. I have for a long time been trying to figure out what belongs on my knuckles for tattoos, and I really missed that librarian does not quite fit on the 4 and 4. So, but I did find out that maybe book and dude could fit, and that's street enough for librarian. I think that would translate pretty well, don't you think? If someone says, "Hey, book dude, are you a librarian?"
Yeah, I mean...
Okay.
Or I'm not a fan of tattooed knuckles. Maybe we just don't.
Maybe you just don't tattoo your knuckles.
That's what I'm saying. Put it on my knuckles.
Maybe you can get librarian tattooed across your chest. Something sexy for the lady to look at. Maybe
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm the first felon librarian. I might be the first federal felon librarian. So that's interesting. Yeah, I got the old MLIS from University of Hawaii, and probably now that I said that, they're busy looking through their records to find a way to rescind it. Too late. I already have the sheepskin.
Back when it was real paper or real sheepskin. It's not online somewhere.
Well.
Yeah. I guess they held another vote for Speaker today, and more Republicans can't get it through their heads that Jim Jordan is actually widely respected and likable. I don't understand. So these people
they held
were
another vote today, and Democrats showed their true colors?
Yeah.
They've been calling themselves Republicans for a long time.
Yeah, the rhinos. So yeah, here's the thing. All right, if you're gonna believe the narrative about Jim Jordan being quote-unquote extreme, which is what they say about any Republican who's mildly inconvenient to them. He's extreme right, he's part of the extremist freedom cause. Okay, yeah, it's so wearying to have to deal with this all the time. But if that's what you think, Republican politicians, could you please tell us what exactly Jim Jordan has done or said that you would call, quote-unquote, extreme? Because I can't think of a single thing. He's not a rabble-rouser. He's not a showboater. He's not the guy who's running around trying to get attention for himself. He's very mild-mannered. He's got that wrestling coach background, which involves sweat and grit, which themselves are kind of blue-collar traits. So maybe this has less to do with who Jim Jordan is in terms of his politics and more to do with who he is in terms of his class. Because the thing with Jim Jordan is that he's going to be asking hard questions about funding, and he's going to do smart things like separating the Ukrainian funding from all this other stuff to try to go away from these omnibus bills. But for too long, representatives have been able to just ignore the fact that they've been voting for things that are extremely unpopular. He would do that. He would go against that, and that would stop the gravy train. And that's probably the real reason why people are calling him extreme. Just like Donald Trump, he stopped a lot of gravy trains when he was in office, and so they called him extreme. And the thing about that is, the gravy train is being stopped for the very rich and the very powerful, and these people want to use their money to exploit America and to hurt Americans. Not expressly to hurt Americans, obviously, but they don't care if Americans get hurt in any way. That's why the border is wide open.
I definitely think it's expressly to hurt Americans. The uber elite and ultra rich of this world want to depopulate so they have more space for themselves. So they don't care if you're American, Canadian, Mexican, Lithuanian. They want you gone.
Yeah. It's basically whatever lines their pocket at whatever price. They're not looking at the little guy who's being stepped on along the way, or even the big guy, right? Because you got Donald Trump dealing with all of these court cases, and you have these attorneys who are quote unquote flipping on him. We don't know the full story there. I'm holding out that that's not the case, but you can never. Is to find an enemy in every teacup. There's just no shortage of people who will do the reach around, backstab. So
I mean, what is it that these attorneys could say that isn't attorney-client privilege?
Yeah. I think that's part of it. I think some of these people are afraid of real jail time because they see what's happening to folks like us. And they've gotten wind of the terrible truth that it's not all sunshine and roses here in incarceration. There are occasional inconveniences, like having to keep your head warm with a do-rag. But you know, I would hope that more people would hold out and try to, you know, call this out for what it is. It's blatantly political. CNN actually had an article today about the appellate court upholding more, was it the 1512 charges again? I believe it's the same appellate court. And the headline actually said something to the effect that, like, this boosts the case against Donald Trump. Like, no kidding. No kidding. It boosts the government's case against Donald Trump because, yeah, I mean, that's why they're doing it.
Right.
That's why all of us are here right now is because of one man. It's just a gross abuse of power. It's a continued abuse of power. It's been going on since 2015, and it has not abated. And not a single person has called out the government for its misbehavior at any step along the way. It's only TV pundits, the occasional politician will call it out, but the government itself doesn't seem to think that it needs to address this as a key issue, as an important issue going forward. They don't care how it looks. They care about how it works. And right now, the methods are brutal, but you can't deny that there's a certain degree of effectiveness related to them.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely, because people are afraid to speak out now. And gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, everyone's scared to speak out. But when you talk about a government being weaponized, I kind of think we're falling into the gun control argument trap there that liberals always use. They talk about the weapon, right? Weapons are aimed at people and used by people. What we have is not a quote-unquote weaponized government. What we have is a police state that is suppressing or eliminating or taking out a segment of its society, of its citizenry, through the government, right? I mean, there are people on the other end, like if you think government is a weapon, okay, well there's a guy at the other end. There's someone pulling the trigger. Who's pulling the trigger? Matt Graves, Mary Garland is doing it, Chris Ray, all the prosecutors, all these people who are just going along to get along. They're helping to pull that trigger. And at the other end is us, Americans, and for the most part we haven't, I mean, it's weird today. Today I read an article about a guy who murdered a hobo. He's getting 5 years. Then my prosecutors want to put me away for 5 years.
Right.
So where's the proportionality in all of this? It doesn't. I really don't feel like there's a lot of proportionality here. I don't feel like people are thinking very clearly.
Well, there isn't. Y'all are having sentences of, what do you call it? Deterrence. Sentences of deterrence, not sentences to meet the crime.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the thing. And if you're like one of those guys who fell down the stairs and bumped into a cop on the way down because you got like pepper sprayed in the face or something like that, I mean, how many days in jail does it take for that sentence to be fulfilled?
5 years.
For that. Yeah, I mean, it's like if you accidentally brush against someone, the penalty is enormous. Think about that. It's eerily similar to the whole Soviet Politburo thing, where no one would stop clapping after Stalin gave a speech because no one was brave enough to be the first person to stop clapping. It's the same kind of sort of thuggish coerciveness that everyone is facing. We're it's like, is 5 years enough? Maybe 20 years.
You have 1 minute remaining.
So, yeah, okay. Well, real quick question. I just sometimes in the Capitol was passed after January 6th. I think January 6th was the impetus behind that mob. I have no way of looking that information up. So I'm throwing that question out into the viewer universe, and hopefully we can get an answer.
All right, I'll see what I can do about that, and I'll let you know tomorrow.
All right, great. Well, you guys stay safe, stay warm, and keep being awesome.
Thanks, Patriot. You keep your head up.
Love you, Matt. Love you, Matt.
Love you.
Praying for you every day. Thank you. Love you guys.
Love y'all.
Yep. See you at the anthem. Bye.